Hey, welcome back to another episode of Glass Half Full with Ty and Jen. We have a very special episode for you tonight, and we have guests
Michelle and Lucky. They're joining us tonight, and we're gonna go down a rabbit hole that a lot of people don't go down, or have thought about going down but didn't know how to go down. So we're gonna introduce you to the rabbit hole. So I want to do a little background. I met Michelle about a year and a half ago. We were at work. We were vibing, had great conversation. I was like, oh my gosh. I was so excited when I met her. And then after work, we went out to, me and some other people that work there, had went out, got some pizza, and was having a drink. And they were like, hey, did you meet the new couple there? And I was like, yeah, I got to work with the wife. And they were like, which one? And I went, the wife. And they were like, which one? And I was like, the wife. They were like, well, we worked with the husband today. And I was like, did he dress in drag? Like, does he think he's a wife? Like, I don't know. And they were like, no, they're polygamous. And I went, huh? I'm like, I didn't get that story. Where did that come from? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, but that ain't the story I got. Like, I had this great conversation. I got to know this person, and oh my gosh, I had such a great time. So get to work with her a couple more times, and throughout this, every time I wanted her to come to me where she felt comfortable saying it. And then one day we were just talking, and she said, well, our other wife stays home with our children, and so we are the financial providers, and she is the family provider. She takes care of the kids. And then before I could ask any questions, somebody walked up. So I tell you all of that to tell you this. Tonight with Michelle and Lucky, I have never asked them any of these questions. I have never dug into anything because everybody was always around. And when I wanted to have private moments with her, either she was working or I was working, and then I left the job, so we didn't get to have that time together. And then so this is a great day off, and I was like, hey, by the way, do you mind if we do this today? And she was like, no, not a problem. So I'm going to learn a lot about her that I don't know. And we're going to learn a lot. And I am so super interested. And like, we've spent the day together, swimming, been down here at the beach.
Hence the hair.
Yes.
You're beautiful.
It's perfect. So we spent the day together, and I told her, I said, I'm not going to ask you anything, because when I ask you questions this evening, I want it to be authentic. I asked her to send me questions, and she told me no. I want you to ask questions like people would normally ask. And so in return, I didn't ask her nothing today. So she don't know what I'm asking. So anyway, this is Michelle and Lucky, and they look like your average couple. If you've seen them out, it's just a couple. However, they have another wife, and they have children, and they are a well-oiled, well-working family. I have, even though I'm no longer there with them anymore, I still see them on Facebook. We still communicate. Yeah, they're very functional. So I love watching them with their family days and their birthday parties and stuff. So we're just going to get into the meat and the potatoes and stuff. We're going to go down the rabbit hole. We're going to take a visit. So let's start out. How long have you two been married?
12 years? Yeah, 12.
Good number.
Whose idea was it for plural marriage?
So it was a little bit of both.
Okay.
All right,
So-
I want to verify. It's not plural marriage, polygamy. We're polyamorous.
You're
Yeah.
polyamorous. So, okay. So before we get into details of your family, what is the difference in everything?
So polygamy is, you most commonly think about it with Mormons,
Okay.
but it is plural marriage, and in the majority of polygamy that I have ever seen, it works exactly like sister wives. They don't all live in the same house. You have multiple wives, multiple houses, etc., etc.
Separate families.
They're separated families.
and now this is polygamy.
That's
Right.
polygamy.
Okay.
There are some situations where they all live in the same house, which is cool, or they have like on sister wives, because we're gonna branch into that in a second. On sister wives, I know that at some point they were planning like a big house in like
Right.
4 of the families were all going to live in the same house, but they had their own wings of
And
the
he
big
was
houses
and he was going to
stuff.
be in the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, they were not happy about that. I watched that episode.
Polyamory, it actually means more love.
Okay.
It is more or less on an open marriage or open relationship, and it can be done 1,000 different ways. It can be live-in, it can be not live-in. It is up to the couple to discuss what they're okay with, what they're not okay with. There are some polyamorous people that do don't ask, don't tell. I go do my thing, you go do your thing. We meet back in the middle every night and we do our thing.
So they
We
live
do
like
our
separate
thing.
lives during the day.
Some
Well,
of them.
not every day, but like when they go out. If
Okay.
they go out,
They don't want, like, so like if I were to go, and this is not how our relationship is,
Understood.
but if we were in that kind of situation, if I were to go out on a date, I wouldn't want him asking questions about what happened.
Right.
When I'm out on a date, that's my time, that's away from you, and that's my business. And there are relationships that work like that.
Okay.
Polyamory covers a wide range of different relationship structures, and it's up to each relationship to determine how you want it. So while it is, quote, like he said, an open marriage, in our situation, there's the 3 of us, and that's it. Nobody's dating outside. It's just us.
Okay. So, how long were you married before you all sat down and started talking about this?
a little over 3 years.
And what
So-
brought you to that?
Well, so she knew that I was polyamorous before her.
Okay.
I've actually been doing it longer than we've really had the term polyamory.
High school.
He's old school.
So I got started on it in high school.
How'd you get started on it?
I liked lots of women, and lots of women liked me, and I didn't like
Commitment.
lying to people.
I guess that's true.
You had the players that they date one girl and then date 3 or 4 other girls behind their back, and they were called a player because they went out and got. I didn't see the point in that. I would tell them, hey, we have fun when we have fun. If you see me out with somebody else, come say hi. But if you get jealous, we'll talk about it afterwards and go from there. Like,
I was thinking it was more like a king lineage that you had, bloodline. With the harem part, we got a couple, which is understandable on that.
So-
I'm coming up with getting a vivid picture here.
but then, so we were monogamous for the first 3 years of our marriage. And she watched Sister Wives all the time. And so I kind of brought it up one day, hey, if you want to try that, we can. And then probably 6 months after that, we kind of started.
Have you ever played like with those type of emotions before? Like where you thought maybe this is a lifestyle for me? Or was it when he brought it up?
I mean, I guess at least me, when I watch different reality things, I kind of like place myself in it. Like, I don't know who watches like the Kardashians and doesn't dream of living that lifestyle.
Okay.
Like pretending like you would be
That's
in
what I
that.
got
You know
out.
what I mean?
That's what I got out of when he said you watched it, that you were,
Yeah.
meaning that you already knew what.
And
he did.
curiosity
So now
and-
let me put myself in place of it. Just
Right.
understanding, you pretty
Yeah.
much studying.
So what intrigued you about that?
Well-
that lifestyle?
So I have a large family.
Okay.
And I grew up with a community type raising.
Right.
Okay.
And the world we live in now has gotten so far away from that. I thought that it would be interesting to have a larger core family, since core families don't hardly exist anymore. So that was really where my curiosity peaked.
Makes sense. Sounds good.
I like that.
That's powerful. That's what the security part, the village.
Village.
Right?
Yep.
So your village is just underneath your roof
Exactly.
instead of down the road, over here and over there.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So you played with it in high school. This is how pretty much you've always been. You two get together. How was it being monogamous for 3 years?
It was great. Like, I could go back to monogamy with her today. I wouldn't want to because I love our other wife. But, like, as monogamy's not ever been a thing that I'm scared of, I just don't. feel
prefer.
like I was ever meant to be monogamous in that aspect.
What's that lineage?
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Is that lineage?
He came from kings. He's got a harem in the back corner.
That is not what this is.
She's like, I am not a harem. Don't even get that twisted. I will cut a bitch.
Respectfully.
I will break him down. Don't play. Okay, so you all have this conversation, and you're like, let me think about it.
I was intrigued-ish, but
Ish.
at the same token, when I was initially being introduced to the idea of it, it was more of like a threesome.
Okay. If you hear background noise, somebody just got proposed to, and apparently she said yes, and there is a party, huh? I'm just saying, so there's a party going on, so if you hear something, because I hear it starting to crank up, just know that's what's really going on.
But anyways, I was raised Southern Baptist, so the whole
me too.
threesome thing was I was not feeling it. So we had a lot of discussions, a lot of deep, meaningful discussions and communication about boundaries and this, that, and the other. And you can take it from there. I'm not good at saying that.
You're doing wonderful. You're doing great. Like, let me tell you, like, I mean,
He speaks for me more than I speak for me.
So we had lots of discussions. We had
but you all are legally married.
Yes.
Okay.
We are legally married.
And were you legally married at the time
Yes.
Yes.
of this discussion?
Yes.
Okay.
So, there's no legality to our other wife. We call her a wife because we are committed to her long term, but there's no legal paperwork or anything.
And how
like
long have
that.
you been married to her?
5 years now.
Yeah,
And-
she came in the picture March of 2020.
And you consider her your wife or your sister wife?
She's more like a live-in best friend that we raise kids together.
So he has 2 wives and you have a best friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and that's how.
So now how did you approach?
That's a beautiful scenery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you go about finding a wife?
How'd you go about finding Ashley?
Oh shit! Was I
so
not supposed to ask? Well, what happened was
So we-
He's known
And just
Ashley
say-
longer than he's known me.
Okay, so Ashley is actually with their children out on the beach so that we can do this. So she is here. She is part of the family. She's just handling the children aspect so that we're not tug and go. So just wanted to put that out there.
I can go.
So, as with any other kind of relationship, there was lots of trial and error. There was several tries at different relationships, etc. As far as Ashley coming in the picture, so I knew Ashley when I was in high school, just getting out of high school. She was a little younger than me. I thought she was cute, never did anything with her. She was too young for that. As far as like, there was just enough of an age gap for it to not really be
He went to
okay.
school with her older sister.
Gotcha.
I went to school with her older sister. So then, fast forward from high school to 5 years ago, and 6 years. Yeah, it was November-ish of 2019 that me and her started talking on Facebook a little bit, and she was bitching about this and talking about this guy and blah blah blah, and we were just,
Country cool.
huh?
Country cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was nothing going on. We were just talking, and then it kind of. I was
Now,
like,
were you
oh, hey.
also talking to her so that you would get to know her?
Not at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Okay.
So at first it was just me and her talking as friends, and
With
then
the history, he knew her past, and so
Yeah.
she felt comfortable talking to him.
and then I realized, okay, well, I still kind of like this girl. I like her more now that we've talked a little more than we used to. So then we talked about it, and so then we started a group chat, and then we all started kind of clicking and connecting, and so then fast forward
Doing
to
group FaceTimes as a group, and
So did she live in the same city as you all at the
no.
time?
So at this time
She lived like 6.5
6
hours
hours away.
Okay, okay,
So she lived over in the Lubbock area, and we live in the Dallas area.
okay.
And so then she had...
Now, what have you told her? Have you told her, hey, look, I have a wife. We're possibly searching for another wife in our house. Have you expressed this?
Didn't really go quite that way. It was more of a like, we had already talked about that we were polyamorous and whatnot. And
Okay.
then we started the group chat to see if everybody would click, and everybody did, and it just kind of fell in place.
Awesome blueprint.
I like
Yeah.
that.
And then she had tickets to a concert in the Dallas area in January or February.
February. It was a Slander concert.
Yeah, I knew what concert. Anyways, and it was supposed to be a them thing, but then he got scheduled at work and I was free. So then I took her to the concert because she didn't like to drive in cities. And so that was like our first get to know ya. She came out specifically for the concert. She got there that day. We went out that night. I had never seen her before in real life.
Okay.
So we went to the concert, had a great time, came home, and I think the next day we kind of solidified that her and her daughter were going to move out. It was just super fast.
So
Now,
then,
how old
that
is her
was-
daughter?
At the time, she was 7, almost 8. She turned 8 that year, I think.
yeah.
Okay.
So then fast forward from there to March, end of March, beginning of April. We drove out to Lubbock.
No, beginning of March, because they moved in. We got the apartment 2 days before the world shut down.
Yeah, it was beginning of March. So we drove out to Lubbock, picked them up, moved them.
I told you, she said don't get it twisted.
Yeah,
I'll let you talk, but I'll correct you.
moved them out here with us, or out to Dallas with us. At the time, we were in a pay-by-the-week hotel. We had not found an apartment yet. So we spent, I think, a little less than a week in the hotel with the 4 of us all there. And we finally found an apartment, got the keys, got everything moved over, went to work the next day, found out the entire world had been shut down.
And as
COVID.
bartenders,
COVID.
that was really fun.
Yeah.
So we went from making good money because we were bartenders at the TGI Fridays by AT&T Stadium to, we're going to make $25 a week.
So when COVID happened, he was out here, and of course, everything out here shut down.
Yeah.
And I was bartending for weddings and venues and all kinds of stuff. So we bought our new house December the 19th, and the country shut down on
Of 2019?
Of 2019,
Yeah, so you
and
had
the
it for 2
country's
months.
yeah.
3 months.
So February 6th, Florida shut down.
Oh, Texas didn't shut down until like St. Patrick's Day.
No,
I was
we shut down on
I got
February
my
the
shit.
6th, and I was like,
I wish I would have known you. I'd have had a month to prepare.
girl, it's coming, look at the calendar.
I mean, it felt great on that part. Be like, damn, we just bought our house, so we
Yeah.
just
We slid through.
slid in within the crack because
Yeah.
after that stuff just started.
Skyrocketed.
Right?
Right.
So you all are you just get an apartment, country shuts down. So this is like your true test of, is this relationship going to work?
Then you have-
because now you have financial on
You
top
have,
of this.
when you first move in together, that's always the most trying time. The first year of moving in together. Add in
He didn't
having,
die. I was
add-
trying. But I'm so glad you didn't, because I love you so much.
Add in having an 8-year-old
Okay.
moody daughter
Uh-huh.
to deal with, and then add in losing your jobs effectively. We went to to-goes. We were doing Uber Eats to try to make
Now,
ends
were all
meet,
3 of you
and
working, or just 2?
just us. She had just moved out.
She hadn't had time to find a job. She was going to at that point because the only child that we had in the house was
In
able
school
to go to
age,
school.
yeah.
Okay.
So she was going to get a job during the school hours.
But school shut down.
Yeah.
School
So
shut down and the world shut down, and yeah.
And we didn't have any family. Like, our closest family was an hour away.
okay.
So that's where the taking care of the kids in the household came in, and where we ended up just working all the time.
All the time. So now, fast forwarding. We're fast forwarding 5-6 years. You all are here.
Yeah.
Y'all moved here. Y'all moved here from Texas.
Where we at?
Huh?
Where we at?
We in Florida.
Say we said here. Where's here? Where we
We
at?
in Florida. We at the beach.
Say it with your chest.
So now we're here. Have we talked about a third wife?
No.
Oh, them eyes got so big, girl. I know what he meant when he said he could read your eyes. I see it.
Yeah.
She's
yeah,
like,
no.
oh,
No. So to backtrack just a little bit, you know,
Okay.
we had an established marriage at the time. We had been together, married for 6 years when she came in the picture. And we tried to make things, even from the get-go, as even as possible. But initially, you know, it was a tit for tat, keeping score, and it was just really unhealthy. So there was a lot of communication, a lot of hard, unwanted, but necessary communication that had to happen. You know, because there was someone who also loved him that wanted his time.
Right.
There was me who was used to having all of his time. And so we had to find a balance.
And that's
I know me. I am not equipped for that.
Yeah.
Because he can go to work for too long and then come out and be in the driveway watching a podcast. And I'm like, excuse me, you've been home for 30 minutes and ain't said nothing to me. So
What's more important?
seriously.
I be working.
So
Because I know once I step into the house, I'll start another job.
But that's the job you chose and you live for.
Yes, so let me
Yes.
clock out of that one first. Let me get everything I need to get out of this first, because I know once I'm in, it's full undivided.
So I know that for me, I am not a woman that can handle that because I have a hard time sharing time now.
Yeah.
If there's something going on, and I've had to learn to share time just when he's backing up. If there's big projects, when he's doing stuff like this, I have to learn to back down, and that's hard for me. So I can't even imagine
Yeah.
him saying, "Hey, by the way,
well, and we've
I'm gonna." You're gonna what?
Yeah.
so like
Hang on.
she said,
Go ahead.
we had to communicate about things, and we had to get to
We had weekly sit downs after the daughter went to bed. And I'm not going to mention her name because she's
Right.
on.
Yeah, no.
So, but after she went to bed, we would have sit downs in the living room. And
Now, what did this
sometimes-
consist of?
It consisted of the three of us sitting down, sometimes for 2-3 hours, because Ashley, when she came in, was not a good communicator at all. Like she could
She had
talk
come
to
from-
him just fine, but she had a lot of toxic relationships, and so voicing her opinion on things did not come naturally. She was more go with the flow, what you guys want to do, but then her anger would build up. So we had
Because
to,
it wasn't what she wanted.
Exactly. So we had to talk the hard talks and deal with situations that we didn't necessarily want to deal with but had to be dealt with. And we did it on a weekly basis because if we didn't, everything would just keep piling up and nothing would get said.
That's
Makes sense.
good
Something
because
that you work at and you establish a system to
It's
where
and that's
it's a lot
we're not
of work.
quitting. We're gonna,
how good were you at communicating?
He's
Because
amazing.
most
I'm really good
men aren't good at it.
Yeah,
He's
well, and
amazing.
that's the biggest thing with polyamory, period. Doesn't matter what kind of polyamorous relationship you're in, is communication. Whether it be purely communication between the wife and the husband, or it be communication between wife, husband, and all parties. And it doesn't have to be a weekly sit down.
But it was good that you all did that at the beginning because you allowed a safe spot for everyone to express the ups, the downs, the goods, the bads.
It was, but then there was also conflict that arose from it sometimes too, because he and I had been together for so long that we had the same opinions on things a lot of the times. And so when
so she felt
would,
attached.
When there were
Yes.
too many times of us having the same opinion, she would feel like it was us teaming up on
especially
her.
when it came to like parenting things, because when we got together, I had an 8-year-old and a 4-year-old, and he had a 1.5-year-old and an infant. So we had been raising kids together for 6 years. So we had all of those hard discussions and came to our own agreements already. And then you have someone that came in with their own child who had been raising them their own way. And so then when there was an issue, we were on the same team because we thought the same way, because we had already...
You'd already done it.
You already
Exactly.
established
But
it.
then it felt like we were ganging up and she was wrong.
And then we would
and-
have to try to sit her down and be like, listen, we're not trying to gang up on you. this is how both of us feel because we've parented so long together, and we're trying to
double duck trouble.
Yeah.
And
They're
we're
already
trying
spinning,
to-
so you got to jump in and step
Yeah.
the right
Hey,
way.
hey, hey.
Except for
It
it was
wasn't
her
ever-
kid.
Right.
So it was still.
But see,
you
that's
still
like at
have
any
a say.
Yeah.
I want you to hear your opinions and your views, but
We
this
wanna
is
find a
where
middle
we
ground.
stand on it.
But that's like with any relationship. So just with the average
Added extra person.
Yeah. With the average relationship and you already bringing children in, because I know him and I went at it about different things, about what we thought the boundaries should be for children or this or that. And we did share a lot of the similar ones, but there was also a lot of loopholes and we had to work through those.
Right.
So if we had, which we won't, because I'm not good at that, and that better not even come out your mouth because you won't be good at it either. But
What are you talking about, Miss Jenny?
I couldn't do it. I'm telling you right now, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
We're
This.
asking
This. Poly anything. Only poly better be some poly
what? I want to
resin.
give you the utmost respect.
Some damn poly resin on the floor. That's
As
the only
far as
poly
being-
you better ask
As far
for.
as being the man and the, can I say alpha and not get
Yeah, no, you're fine.
okay?
There are
I want
definitely-
to ask you. Can I say?
There are alpha men and there are beta
So
men.
for you being that alpha and man in that part, so when she asked that question, are you a great communicator? So me as a man, when I met you, I know you're a great communicator. You have to be a great communicator. There is no way in the world,
God's greener.
God's green earth, that you would be able to. I mean,
Navigate, negotiate.
thank you. Navigate and negotiate with two
Not one, but
Yeah.
two women.
with two women. You know, that's an awesome thing, and especially for everyone to just be.
And when we came together, I was a very strong, independent woman.
Yeah.
I have a military background. I was in the military myself, grew up military, took care of things, handled everything. And that was a big contention for us at the very beginning, too, because he's like, I'm the man of the house. I'm going to handle this shit. And I'm
And you're
like,
the power drill. And what?
Well,
everything's in my name.
no,
I'm just going to...
so we at the time when we got together were both not necessarily
well off.
Yeah, we weren't well off. We weren't necessarily struggling, but we weren't well off. And my side of it was, all right, well, we'll just pick up some more hours. We'll get this all handled. We'll get some money saved up. We'll be all right. Her side of it was, I'm going to cut the cable bill and the phone bill and this bill and then that bill and cut all these bills out of the life, and that'll give us more money.
Yep.
And I come home and there's no
I sure did.
There's no cable, and I'm
I
like,
shut the cable right
what the
off.
hell happened?
I was like, that is
And we had
$80
a-
a month we do not need in our life.
And we had a deep conversation.
We have plenty of do you remember what DVDs were?
Oh
We
yeah,
had plenty of them.
I understand that. I mean, we had an episode of that.
We
and
just
it's like,
had opposing views on how to fix the money, because my
Right.
fix the money is, hey, we'll just work.
Well,
a
I'll
little
tell you
more, we'll
what,
be
you
all right.
bring in
we're
that
working
extra
with-
money and I'll think about putting that cable
That's
back
exactly,
on.
and that's exactly what I was going to say. That's exactly what she told me. Like, if you want this, you got to bring in some more money. Say, you know what? I want it.
So
You
Then
better
prove
do
it.
it.
Prove
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly when I tell you, babe, when I tell you like our paths were like crossing, like I cannot tell you how many times like we had like those little conversations
Yeah.
like that. So let me tell you.
Exes and whatnot.
Yeah. So exes and children and woo! Okay, so let me tell you. So I came home talking about you. And then my question was, I was like, babe, I want to invite her over. I want to hang out with her. But I don't know how. And he's like, well, what do you mean? And I'm like, okay, so
Because I'm pretty sure you added me on Facebook pretty fast.
I did.
Yeah.
I did because I did. When I tell you I absolutely fell in love with you, I was just like, ooh.
And I thought that was just a work thing. Like, I thought that was just, okay, well, everybody at work just adds people.
No, I just loved her. I did. I just loved her. So I'm like, babe,
You're a little treat to her. And that little clapping is like, you know what I'm saying? I found something special.
so I'm like, babe, I said, I don't know. I said, can we invite him over? But I don't know how. Like, do we invite them over
It would have
as
been the time because I had nothing else going on. And now I have 3 jobs.
Sorry.
It was just that question was.
I'm like, well, do I invite them as a couple because I met her
yeah.
and her husband, or do I invite them as a family? Do I
Because
just
you
say?
don't really know.
I said, do I invite the girls out? Because I don't know. What if I don't vibe with her like I vibe, or what if the other one
So you
is
want
like?
the answer to that question?
She wanted to
Yeah.
answer that question from me.
Because I wanted to invite you out, and I
Okay,
didn't
well,
know how
let
to
me
do
answer
it.
that question for
So,
everyone.
so how would I do that?
So you would invite me and say, I understand you have a large family. Everyone's welcome, but if they don't want to come, it's fine.
So what if I just wanted a girls' day with you?
That's a little tougher. Then you would need to say that up front, and then I would have to have a discussion with the family. Only because in our situation, we have dated outside the 3 of us before, and it ended really badly. So having friends outside of us, like one of us having an outside friend, could lead to meeting other people technically, which could turn out bad. Does that make sense? So like, if you and I were to go to the bar,
Okay.
right, and it was just me and you, they weren't there,
Okay.
and some guy approached me, you know, if I had had a few too many and decided to get flirty, and I'm like, oh, well, I'm in an open relationship anyway, which, you know, alcohol tends to bring
Right.
out that more, so then it gets a little bit complicated. So the girls' night in our situation, and then like I said, polyamory has many different configurations, but in our situation it would have to go more into, okay, well, where are you going to be at? What's the plan? Is it going to be at the house? It's at the house. It's just the 2 of you. That's fine. No problem. Is it going to be out? Probably not unless he comes with me. Only because he knows how I am. If I drink too much, then I get flirty.
Well, see,
and
that's
it's
when you
just
tell
not a
me,
good
you're like,
thing.
hey, look, Jen, we ain't looking for no other fucking wives and husbands, okay? Don't let her bring no damn strays
I
home.
wanted-
See, the
I wanted
thing
to
And
about-
I would be like,
See, the thing about
okay,
that- see,
understood.
I just
See,
wanted
you
to give
won't
you
have to
blanket
tell her that because she
information.
already know that off rip.
Well, I
Yeah.
just wanted to give you a blanket.
But no,
that
Yeah, I
would
know. I was
cover-
just letting you know she
No,
already know.
look, that way, if she's having a little and she's having fun, I can be like, oh no, honey, she going home with me.
See-
This my bitch
see-
tonight.
see-
back up, and I'd make sure she got home
and
to
I
him.
let this penetrate, marinate. and all that
I
good
love
stuff
the
so you get it.
terminology you use.
Yes,
Love it.
I kind of studied these words before. So
He's like, I'm gonna throw in all the good words
this
tonight.
is the woman perspective of it, and this is truly the woman perspective of it. Because I know as a man, me, because you know mentally you've been there before.
Watch what you say, Ty. She's real close.
So with saying that, it's like I have to use that word. I know I've said it probably like 5 times, but that word harem.
Yeah.
When it comes to a man and his
domain.
Domain. I like that word.
his domain.
Yeah, because we're not a harem. There's 2 of us.
Is it?
A harem, I feel
ener-
like, is like 5
You-
or 6.
The energy this lady has,
Is enough.
it would be like a harem. just,
You got your harem
just
all
the
in one.
personalities that you have. But saying that, we as men in our domain, is like I can have 50 of them, and I don't care where you go and what you do. You know the aspects of what it is to be away, you know, from me.
And that's also a good point that comes up is, so like a lot of people who kind of know a little bit about polyamory but not enough don't understand that there is still cheating in polyamory. So just because it's an open marriage doesn't mean there's not rules, limitations, and whatnot that are set.
So, what would be considered cheating?
So like with our relationship in particular, we
At
talk
this point in time.
at this point in time, we talk about everything. Well, no, through our whole relationship, we talk about everything. I know who she's going out with. So she has dated other guys before. I know who she's going out with. Maybe
He
not
knows
necessarily where
the
they're
general,
going,
the,
but
he'll
the
know
general,
the general area,
Okay.
and he has my location.
and I don't go interfere with anything. But if she were, let's say she wasn't dating anybody, she goes out to the bar with the girls,
Okay.
she can't just
Hook up.
go home with a guy and hook up. That would be cheating. We
Okay.
don't have that in our
Understood.
relationship.
Okay.
agreement.
I would be able to get his number, but I would have to come home and have a discussion.
Have a discussion.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
What?
Hell no.
I mean, that
but
good
you wouldn't talk mess
reaction
when
for
I
your
said hell
relationship.
no.
But in
How you
the
gonna say?
same,
How you gonna talk shit when I said hell no? But now you over here to my hell no.
but in the same respect,
Clearly, somebody
There are
can't
others.
handle it either.
there are other polyamorous relationships
people
where it's OPP.
No, it's all good.
Right.
And you know, the girl, if she was at the bar and she met a hot guy that's flirting with her, and husband's at the house, he's doing whatever he's doing, she can shoot him a text, say, hey, I'm going home with this dude, you've got my location, and they can go.
But like you say,
But that's in their agreement.
That's their agreement.
you
That's
sit
their
down
marital
and discuss
agreement.
it. And that would be with any relationship you and we sit down and discuss the boundaries of what we do in this relationship, what we're not going to take, what we're not going to accept. So now being in this relationship, it's to where I'm seeing it, it's just like a regular relationship. Yeah, we just talked on these terms of adding another person.
Right.
So even though you joined the system is still the same. It is us. No
Exactly.
matter where you go and what you do, it is us. I don't care who come to you. I don't care who come talks to you. You know that it is us.
And
so
it's
it
to
is
that
if
point-
you go outside, it's like normal cheating is still cheating.
Right. And it's
Right.
to that point, to such a degree in our relationship, because we value each other's opinions and feelings so much that, like, I don't know about you, but like, if you want to go make a trip to go see your mom or
Right.
your sister,
Right.
you would be like, I'm doing it, period. Hey, I'm going to be at my mom's house for the next week. With us, it's a, hey, my mom wants to see me. We were thinking about this week. Does that work with you guys? To, like, not that they would ever keep us, like, not that any of us would keep the other from
Right.
their family.
Just the way the schedule
but
is set up.
scheduling and just mental health issues.
Right.
Like, if one of us is feeling
bad
overwhelmed
place.
with the kids and just can't handle the extra load,
Gotcha.
like, what about 2 weeks from now? I just need a little bit of time for me at home. Can you just pick up the slack until you go? Or, you know what I mean? Like, we don't just on the drop of the hat do anything.
I
even
wouldn't
if it's
just get a
regarding
phone
our
call
family.
from her saying, hey, I'm going to my mom's in 2 weeks.
Deal with it.
Yeah. So, I like that smile.
Have fun.
But I
he's
think
gotten
that it's
those phone
different.
calls.
But I think that it's different when you have 3 instead of 2.
Right.
Because, you know, I think with the 2-person household, even with kids involved, everybody has their roles.
Right.
Right? So if one person decides to go, the other person knows exactly what role to fill. With 3 people, it's split. So, like, I'll say, like, he does more of mainly working and fixing and taking care of.
And shopping.
And, yeah.
All of the damn
Oh,
shopping.
I love it. I love it. I don't remember the last time I had. No, I do. It was when my mom was in town, which was, I don't remember. But he takes care of the shopping. I stay home with the kid. If the kid wants to go to the store with him, then she goes to the store. If she doesn't want to, then she stays home with me. But, like, Ashley will get up with the kid in the morning. Except
Now
for
you
now.
all have had a baby,
Yeah.
We had
Which
a
is
co-
a-
we had a
We had a COVID baby.
which is a whole nother ball game in this.
Baby.
Okay, so hold on. So one, we just covered, like, guess what? There's not 2 people doing it. You're working, I'm cooking and cleaning, but we're dividing this 3 equal ways. So if one steps out, now we have to split the load and who's going to take it. So we've discussed that,
Yeah.
but we just hit 2 points, and I don't know if you caught this or not. So number 1, we have a baby in the relationship, and number 2,
And it's not mine.
oh, I'll take a drink. Woo! I don't even know. I'll tell you right now, this man here came to me and told me that there was a baby in our relationship and it was not mine.
I don't think he'd have to tell you that it wasn't yours. You would know.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be here. This would not be the Jen and Ty. This would be the Jen.
So,
This ain't about us.
I'm just putting it out there in case you forgot and had any ideas.
No, trust me, I can't forget.
So-
Okay, so number 1, we had that. And the other thing I want to cover is you also said that she had dated while you two are married. So she was out.
After the baby. I dated after the baby.
Holy batshit, Robin.
You did
Whew.
before the baby too.
That was not dating. That was you hooking me up.
Me
Wait.
picking you up.
You hooked her up? Hey, babe, go out there and go get some strange.
Okay.
Have a good time. What the fuck?
That was all you. That was the only
Okay.
other.
She expressed interest in the guy. All right. So
Okay, hold on, okay.
we're going back.
We haven't
we're
even
going back.
spoken about this person
Okay,
in forever.
okay, so I want to talk about that, and then we'll talk about the baby, because having the baby, I feel like, is a longer conversation and has more depth in it. How do you come home and tell your husband, yo, he was fine and I want to hit that? What?
That's
didn't.
not necessarily.
I didn't.
That's not necessarily no.
Okay.
So,
He was a friend that was in our group, and he.
So we had a group. We had a Facebook group
yeah.
that we had created. It was mostly people that were local to us, that were friends of ours, that were all
Like-minded.
into.
Are we talking poly like-minded
We're
or
talking
just...
just explorative, like-minded.
Okay.
Yep.
Hang on. What's up?
Just a question.
Yeah.
Is it like a what is it?
Polyamory.
The polyamory swinging thing?
So swinging.
I mean, is that incorporated?
Yes.
We're
Yes.
just asking a lot of
I know that
questions.
question
I
coming
understand. No,
I know-
ask them.
Because
I
of
know
my
some-
caveman thinking. It's
I
kinda
know
like,
some swingers are going to get mad about this because I've had them get mad before. Swinging is a form of polyamory, but swinging likes to be its own group.
Okay.
Swinging is more of a like one night stand hookup. Swinging
No.
isn't. Yes.
I
You
mean,
don't
yes.
typically swing and stay in that relationship.
Right. There's not typically a relationship built in swinging, which is where it's different than polyamory. In most polyamory, it's not about one night stands so much as it is about having multiple
Connection and
relationships.
Having a connection and
Even if
building it
it's-
towards a relationship.
Even if it's like mostly friendship connections and you just kind of fuck every now and then.
Friends with
or-
benefits in polyamory.
Right.
Okay.
So
Swinging is not really. Swinging is an open relationship.
Swinging is the villages.
but in
I just wanted to make
But
sure
in the
that
aspect-
that
Yeah,
they were
understood.
separated.
in the aspect of where swinging falls under kind of the polyamory blanket is with swinging, both parties of that marriage agree to do with both parties of whatever marriage or however they do it.
Okay.
There's an agreement there that they have, and
Yeah, a lot
It
of
goes
times
from
swinging
there.
is couples and like couple swapping.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
A lot of times. I won't say all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
All right. So you expressed interest in somebody that was in your friend group, and you were like,
and in the
Facilitated.
aspect of polyamory,
and this is when we were still exploring. When I was still
She
trying
was
to become
still
okay
learning.
with it, trying to see what aspects were available to me, etc., etc.
she was still learning. She didn't understand that with polyamory, it's not just the guy gets a whole bunch of girls, and what do the girls get? Each other. I mean, a lot
I
of
still
times,
feel that way sometimes.
a lot of times it does work that way, and like in their aspect, they have had relations before in the early part of the relationship, but they have not really had that in quite a while. They are friends. They don't really do the lovers end of it, if that makes sense.
oh yeah.
Not that they don't love each other, just not the
Right.
Okay.
Physical part.
So we were still early on in her
Figuring
being
it out.
polyamorous, figuring out what she likes, learning how it all works, and then figuring out that it does go both ways on that. That, okay, yes, we've brought other women into our bed, and we were looking more for a triad relationship like we have now, but that didn't mean that she couldn't also enjoy herself if she found something that she wanted to enjoy. So then she expressed interest in this person in our group, and I kind of facilitated that date and happenings. And
So did you go to him and be like, "Hey, my wife really likes
Basically.
you,"
Basically.
and it's
Literally?
I give you permission to hit that?
Literally,
What the fuck?
Jen.
I wish
Jen.
I stabbed you.
Jen.
Sorry.
Literally, he invited him to our house, and then he went for a walk for an hour.
I don't even know what to say right now. Like when I tell you,
But you know what that did?
You say,
Wow.
I'm glad you can express that, so I can see that from your perspective.
But you know what
That's what
that
it's for, right? I mean,
no.
But you know
like,
what that did?
I'm not mad. I'm not upset. I'm not.
I can't sit here and say, well, I want
Right.
No, absolutely.
But you know what that did for me?
I am so floored. I am floored because I am learning something because like all I've seen is like Sister Wives, and that's such a watered down version of a reality. And like you have to be so secure in yourself, in your relationship. You have to be so like it's such a different level. It's not a bad level. It's not. It's just it's such a different level.
You know what that did for me?
It's wow. I'm wowed.
As a grown-up Southern Baptist,
Woo, girl, me too.
I
me
was,
too.
always believed of how much of a connection sex would, bind you.
Right.
And that, me experiencing that with another man outside of my marriage while it was allowed, showed me sex can just be sex.
Now, how did you feel about this? Because you've had women in your life, and your wife has had to share you with women, and now the person who you've never had to share, now you're sharing.
So
Good question.
on that, I didn't have a problem.
Was you worried about her catching feelings for him, and maybe
No.
that would bother you?
No.
Okay.
And aside from the time that I messed up and we almost split because of my mess up, I have never worried about her leaving me for anybody else.
Now, was your mess up a cheat, or was it something else?
It was something else.
Okay, so we're not going to talk about that then.
Right.
So,
Please.
no, we're not going to talk about that because we're on this subject.
Right.
So,
But now that's not to say...
that's another thing though. That's mind blowing to someone like me, who is in a monogamy relationship where you're saying we've had other relationships. That didn't break us up. That wasn't near breaking us up. But boy, I messed up doing something else. I used all the body wash, and we were in marriage counselor. No, girl, that's a true story. We was in marriage counselor for body wash. Woo!
But in
It was a jealousy issue, is what the mess up was.
But I mean, so I'm just saying, like,
Okay.
so that's okay. So you had a date. A hookup. You were okay with it. You facilitated it.
Yep.
Now what happens?
So then we, of course, kind of continued. There were things that happened here or
We
there that we
continued
had.
talking, but we never really did anything after that.
Yeah, not with a whole lot of people. She did find some other guys that she was interested in that she wound up approaching.
Now, when they were people you didn't know, how did you feel?
No, they were people that I knew.
It was always...
It was
Okay.
always
So
somebody with
where
our
we-
inner
group.
circle.
Where we lived, everyone knew each other
Yeah.
Okay.
somehow.
You lived
Okay.
in Angle?
Niagara, my hometown.
Now,
Close.
that being said, I did find that when she pursued, she has this bad habit of picking really shitty guys outside of
So
me.
he's like, go ahead. I don't give a damn.
No,
That's
my-
that's like,
it went the
you
You
other
ain't gonna
way.
do nothing
Do-
anyway but
no,
come
do
home
you-
to me.
no, do
Because
you-
then he
do
got
yourself a
overprotective.
favor.
It
Because
went the
he
other way, and I got
realized-
overprotective of her and her feelings and her emotions that
Yeah.
were being abused by these guys.
Okay.
And with more than one of them, it did come to me cutting her off of them because that was enough.
Like, even if nothing sexually had happened, he would cut off communication.
Because they
it was
would-
just being emotionally manipulative.
There would be manipulations or emotional
Yeah.
abuses happening
Yeah.
that she
don't need that
From my
stress to
from my
bring it
past
in, bring it
was
in the
making
house to you.
excuses.
she would make excuses for, and I would be like,
Now, what
no.
would you say to people who are what would you say to the people that are watching and they're saying, well, you're manipulating, you're saying who she's allowed to be with and who she's not. What would you say to the people that are watching for that?
That actually happens quite a bit in the polyamory community,
You do
but
have
that is
veto.
not
I can veto.
that is not something that I was doing. I would go
It
as
was
far
truly you were looking out for her.
I would go as
her
far
best
as
out.
to allow what was happening to unfold, to see where it went and let her see where it went. And then when it got to a point that I could see that it was hurting her more than it was being helpful, is when I would stop her and say, hey, this has got to
Yeah,
get
when
shut
it was
down.
starting to affect me personally, like
Gotcha.
being ghosted and then coming back. I'm like, why?
Okay.
We were just talking yesterday. What the fuck is going on? And he's like, well, go back and look at this. Because we have access to each other's phones. We
Okay,
can go
yeah.
through whatever, whenever, it doesn't matter. And so he's like, go back and look. He's like, you're not giving him what he's asking for a legitimate reason. So he just decided to go somewhere else. He couldn't find it anywhere else. So he came back to you hoping that you'll give it to him eventually. And then, you know what I mean?
So what he was saying actually made sense when you stopped and you looked at
So
it.
Right.
you do have
But
a
I didn't
little
wanna
power
hear
of
it.
reading people.
Yeah,
But
it
I
was
could
never
see
a
it.
malicious.
So now you said something about veto. What is that about?
So in our particular situation, you know, it's well, I'm interested in this person. You know, so the same thing like when we got with Ashley. You know, he had communication with her, then we had communication together. If our communication together, I got any kind of bad feeling, I could have told him, no, this doesn't work.
Right.
Cut this bitch off. Because at the core of it, when it started, it was me and him. So now, at this point, if he were to be interested in someone else, Ashley and I both have veto power.
Okay.
So it's one of those, at this point it's the three of us and we're not looking. However, if someone were to catch one of our eyes, the other two people can be like, no. Or
Yeah.
no, I can kind of feel their vibe. We can see where this is going.
Now with Ashley coming into this later on, has she said, hey, there's somebody who has caught my eye?
No, and she has the same problem that this one has, except on a higher level.
Higher level.
And so as far as I know, she has not even looked. I don't think that
So she's
she ever
comfortable
will. She's
just-
comfortable with this.
She knows that she's safe and able to express herself.
The only
And-
aspect in which we've ever even considered adding another person at this point is because we like to get alone time together, and me and Ashley like to get alone time together. And while this one does very well at the house by herself, the other one gets anxiety and some
PTSD. straight up.
PTSD from her previous relationships.
Okay.
So if
So
we were
there's a lot that goes into play just on a basic consideration.
right.
Yeah.
On just basic things with one another.
Right.
It's not just, hey, we're going out to dinner, or hey, we're going to go see a friend. Well, why are you going to see that friend and I'm not? Why is
Exactly,
it not
which is
you?
why I said about the invitation that you were asking
Yeah.
earlier. I'm like, it's better if everyone's invited,
Right.
and then that way, if someone doesn't want to go, it's
don't.
them saying no,
Right.
not we're shunning.
Well, see, and I didn't know because I was like, do I invite them both? Is that weird? Do I invite somebody I don't know? What if that one's like, why are you inviting me? You don't know me. You know, I was like, I don't know how.
Inviting everyone is the considerate thing
But
to do.
the
And
be-
that-
I
always
told her the
invite
best-
everyone.
I said best information I could give you is what I would think that you just invite her out as a friend, as you
Yeah.
know,
Right.
girlfriend, and just be normal on that part.
And if you
Right.
want to bring
Whatever,
someone,
then-
go ahead. You
Then
know.
once you talk on, things, then you move forward. If like
Right.
you want to add your husband and stuff like that, you first test the waters and see where you go on it.
yeah.
So
But a group date would be better initially. Like when you had first met me, we didn't really know each
Right.
other. But inviting us with y'all instead of it just being a me and you
Right.
would make the whole situation a little bit safer. Does that
Gotcha.
make sense?
so you're saying it would be all three of you with
Both of
Both
you.
of us.
Right.
So it'd be a,
It would
so we'd
be-
be out on like
it
a,
would be
a
a-
five.
right.
5 of us.
Yeah.
It would be a couple
Understood
and
that.
a throuple. You know, like,
We're truffle dating.
well, because if you think about it,
I love
You
it.
know, if you had just met,
Right.
if it was just me and him, and you had met me, but you didn't really know me, it could be a little bit awkward to just be like, "Hey, I just met you, but come hang out with me." Whereas if you say, hey, why don't you and your husband come and have dinner with me and my husband? Let's get to know each other a little bit better.
Right.
So it's really
It breaks
the
the
same
ice
thing.
a little bit easier, but this way you're just inviting one more person.
But it's really the same thing to be like, hey, why don't you and
Girl, you're
your
fine. We're out on the beach. It's fine. Look at that. The sun is setting. It's so beautiful.
why don't you and your wife and husband come out with me and my husband? It's, if you look at it the right way, we're what we call a throuple. It's so y'all's couple to our throuple would go out and hang out just like two couples would.
Yeah, see, I was just.
So now
I was,
we know. So when we ask, we don't want, we know what to do. So
Well, now we all know each other, so you
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
ask whomever.
And just know, like, all you gotta do is
So-
just, like, hit me up in Messenger and be like, Jen, we ain't looking for no extra partner. Like, I got you, dog. I got you.
Watch my girl.
So-
She be a
I
little bit
got
crazy.
you.
I want to say.
She coming home with me tonight.
I wanna
Damn
say
y'all.
I do apologize for my thought process, and it was the greatest thing ever to really sit down and be able to be educated on how it goes. Because being a man and not knowing how that works, and just seeing that another man actually is doing, like, how'd you do it? Like, what did you do? How could you perform
And
that?
he's being loving. He's being protective.
And then he comes up here and he's wearing purple, and I was like, he's a pimp.
I knew that was. I knew that was going to come out.
So
That's his favorite color, you guys. It was
I love
not
it.
meant to be.
Purple
a
is my
thing.
favorite color, has been my favorite color since I was 7 years old.
Jen, you wanted to talk about something with Raven.
Okay, so girls, babies. Okay, so you added a baby in your relationship. It is not yours from the foundation of the marriage. It's from
The addition.
the additional wife.
Would you like to hear the joke that goes along with it?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, that's your-
It's probably about as bad as our joke about us being married, but go
So,
ahead.
Raven was born during COVID.
Okay.
February 21.
You could only have one person in the hospital with you at a time, right? So